So how did a guy from the US end up living in Italy for 20 years? Well, it didn't happen overnight. It happened over coffee, over paperwork, over heartbreak, and over time. I'm Gregor Brown, and this is how living in Italy changed me, and might change you too. If you ever dreamed about life in Italy, or maybe you're considering moving abroad, well, congratulations, you clicked on the right video. But don't expect some Pinterest perfect version of La Dolce Vita. This one's got some real espresso in it. Oh, and later I'll share with you that time, that single moment I almost packed it all in and left for good. And what stopped me might surprise you. But first, let's rewind. I moved to Italy with a plan, sort of. Landed in Lecco on the shores of Lake Como in 2004 with a 3-month visa, a duffel bag, and more optimism than common sense. But Italy doesn't care about optimism. It cares about paperwork, and a lot of it. So I had to get scrappy real fast. I started my own business, Partita IVA baby, took all sorts of freelance gigs, anything I could get my hands on. It was pretty rough in those first years, and I was living off sandwiches from the Panificio, the bakery, on the other side of town. I can still remember that Panificio. I'd walk through Piazza 20 Settembre, the main piazza there in town, right, left, and there, Focacceria Ligure. I'd get this type of focaccia sandwich that was just that, a sandwich. I had focaccia bread on bottom and on top, and sandwiched in between, spinach, cheese, and spicy salami. Oh, I still want one of those. I taught myself video editing between the freelance gigs, staying up late at night. One of those freelance gigs, get this, translating a funeral home's website from Italian to English. Yeah, that happened. I thought I understood time. In the US, I live by the clock, schedule packed, inbox zero, always chasing the next thing. But in Italy, time doesn't chase you. It strolls on by down the street with a spritz in hand. So I stopped rushing, started living. Long lunches, piazza chats, and late afternoon coffees. It was as if someone turned down the volume on my life just enough so I could hear myself think. In the US, if you're not grinding, you're lazy. In Italy, if you're grinding, you're unwell. I used to think more was better. More gear, more gadgets, more everything. I still have tons of camera gear. But Italy taught me it's not about more, it's about better. So now I look to buy that one perfect avocado, drink that one perfect espresso, and go to the butcher, that one quality butcher down the street, instead of Costco cart full of maybes. And yes, I still go to that cafe coffee bar there near Via Romana, where the owner inside, Simone, knows my name. And that counts for something. I used to think food was fuel. I once brought a plastic wrap sandwich into work. My Italian girlfriend at the time laughed at me as if I was committing some federal crime. And then I learned about the menu del pranzo at the local nearby restaurants. What a bargain. But in Italy, food isn't fuel, it's a religion. So now I plan my day around my meal. I even learned how to make pasta carbonara without using cream. Don't use cream in your pasta carbonara. And if you ask me for a cappuccino after 11 a.m., after the cappuccino curfew, I won't judge you. I even make them for myself sometimes at home, but in private, where no one else is around and no one can see me violating the cappuccino curfew. Let me know down in the comments, how many coffees are you drinking a day? Right now, I'm at 3 a day. I thought I was tough. I moved around in the US, Oklahoma, Oregon, California, I traveled, I spoke some Italian, but I wasn't ready for the bureaucracy, the social codes, the sidewalk parking free-for-alls. So I learned to laugh through it all. Being in line at the Questura is like being on hold with 1986. The Questura is the local police office where you go to renew your permit papers that allow you to stay in Italy. In that time, I learned to slow down, be humble, and celebrate the small wins, like getting your Permesso del Soggiorno card before it expires. I got some friends who are trying to renew their permit to stay cards, their Permesso del Soggiorno, and the system takes so damn long. By the time they get theirs, it's already time to start applying for the next year's Permesso del Soggiorno card. Italy, come on. I thought I had to do it all alone. I bounced around from city to city. I've moved my IKEA kitchen with me to 4 different apartments. Yes, in Italy, when you move, you take your kitchen with you. I built this YouTube channel from scratch, trying to figure it all out along the way. But then I found Florence. I found Luigi, who rented me a place to live when no one else would. His wife, Elena, who brought me beers and made sure my garden was kept clean. So even though I don't own a car, just a city bike, a rusty city bike, and I have a flame heater from the Cold War era, I've never felt more at home. Maybe you've seen my home tour video. Oh, to let you know, I just put out Italy Unlocked that you can download, have on your phone, in your pocket, for when you're planning your trip to Italy and when you're here on the ground. 20 years of boots on the ground experience, 55 pages of information, detailed airport information, detailed information on if you take a train, where you need to go, how to get around, detailed itineraries, information on renting a car, whether or not, if you should, what to look out for, where to stay, what to eat, even links to some of my favorite restaurants and favorite hotels from the south of Italy in Puglia all the way to the north in the Dolomites, and safety information in there too, and the common scams you need to look out for. It's called Italy Unlocked. Link in the description. I thought beauty was a luxury. In the United States, we slap up buildings fast, cheap, functional, done. But in Italy, luxury isn't optional, it's oxygen. Heck, my building where I live is older than the United States itself. So now I stop and I admire the sunlight hitting the terracotta, the way the early morning light shines on the Boboli garden walls outside my home, or those succulent plants sitting next to the window where I make breakfast every morning. I thought I had to keep pushing. The grind was all I knew. Work harder, do more, be more. But living here taught me that less can actually be more. So I started letting go of stuff. Expectations, old scripts. I started living for moments, not milestones. But hey, that moment or milestone when you get your plaque for 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, that's pretty special. So thank you. Do you remember at the start of this video when I said there was a moment I almost gave it all up? It was after a breakup. I had no home, no plan, a head full of doubts. But I didn't go back to the United States. I stayed. Steve and Marcello convinced me to come to Tuscany. I found Florence. I found friends, David and Marcus, and I found myself. In these years of living in Italy, it not only changed how I eat, how I dress, it also changed how I live. Earlier in this video, we spoke about how those little things can rewire how you see the world. But what if I told you that after 20 years of living here, there are still things that drive me crazy? So watch this video next where I share with you those daily annoyances, strange habits, and hidden truths that no one tells you about living in Italy. Because Sidewalk parking and cappuccino curfews, that's the real Dolce Vita.